Hello and welcome to another beautiful edition of Iron Port. It is proudly brought to you by the Meridian Port Services Limited, the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance and Ghana Link. The program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, auctions universally are known as the public sale of goods. But the customs auction regime in Ghana is a little nuanced and complicated. In this week's discussion, we examined the history and evolution of the customs auction regime, and we sought the opinion of industry pertaining to the current state of the customs auction regime. Here's a report. The freight forwarding fraternity in Ghana has called on customs to reveal the standard operating procedures reserved for its auction regime at the ports of Ghana. The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has also been urged to implement these SOPs in indiscriminate fashion to ensure fairness within the auction regime. These remarks were made on Iron Port by the chairman of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Tema, Forwarder Johnny Mante, and the acting president of the Customs House Agents Ghana, Nana Fredua Ajimano Foriata, while evaluating the customs auction regime.
What we see today is a big variation of what used to be in the time. Today, you hardly even hear about auctions, especially within our space, due to, I don't know whether it's the law, the Act 634, that actually regulated that space in terms of the allocation or the apportionment of cargo. Obviously, you would understand that anytime goods are gazetted, 70% is allocated to either the allocation committee or the confiscation and assets committee, and then the 30 is left for Ministry of Finance, I think, in the Commissioner General's office, for them to look at it, and in the same space, within that 30%, then whatever is left is goes to auction. So basically, auction within our space, as we speak today, hardly occurs.
I've had, clients calling and complaining. I haven't had a personal one, but because we had associations, we have our members coming to basically, say things that we cannot say, in a space like this, because we have situations where importers have actually managed to pay duty even at the very last minute. And because of the delay in raising the revenue to pay the said duties, they probably have attracted some rent. And they've paid the duty looking for the mopping up funds to come and clear the rent that's accrued. And before this, you could say, Jack, the container is found at Amaris or one of these terminals, half empty. It's been opened and they are still cutting things out. We had to get Tema police involved in some of the situations. So we feel there's even some cabal that's operating within the port space when it comes to auctions and allocations and things like that. And that is where we have a problem.
According to the executives of GIF and QBAC, the processes for the customs auction at the ports have become one that appear to be shrouded in secrecy, breeding confusion among importers.
When it comes to reefers, frozen good, before you know it's been allocated to somebody for, in fact, when the whole idea is to raise at least the minimum is the import duties on the goods. And when you hear some of the allocations, the rates people are paying for these things, they are way below the import duty. So you ask yourself, why don't they give it to the importer who brought it? If government is ready to drop the rate to that extent, why don't you give it to the person who labored to buy the thing in the first place to pay for the freight and all that?
Yes.
Because he said the first right of refusal should go to the person. But if you are ready to allocate first option, if you are ready to allocate it to somebody at almost nothing, then why don't you consider the poor person who brought it in the first, because he had good intentions?
The point is that, like, again, Fredua said, there is a cabal in the port. Where they're from, we all know. And it's about time we begin to get name these guys, okay, and ban them from coming to the port. They come to the port with, I'm from national security, and you find out they are not from national security. They hold stuff and they come to the port, opening containers left, right, center.
Taking his stand on the subject, A former Commissioner of Customs, Wallace Akondo, explained that the dynamic arrangements for abandoned goods at the ports are a reflection of government exercising the prerogative to redeem the revenue inherent in such cargoes.
It is the right of the state to determine disposal.
Yeah.
Once it's confiscated, it becomes the property of the state. So you can also now understand the interest in various governments in controlling how the disposal of such confiscated items are. Like I'm saying, the state could instruct that destroy.
Yeah.
The state could say allocate to this person who the government would have otherwise looked for resources to dole out, physical resources to, present a facility or the other. But in spite of that, like he said, as much as possible, sometimes we still have glimpses or we still have evidence of public auction.
He emphasized that goods left for auction or allocation per the law is an indication of abandonment of cargo and fundamentally a customs offense. The former commissioner, however, entreated importers to comply with the stipulated period for clearance of goods in order to avoid the complications that come with the auction process.
In most jurisdictions in advanced countries, if you do not comply, they just crash your car. For example, they just take it out of the port and then they crash it. Because the port, again, is the most expensive piece of land in any jurisdiction. So you cannot afford to use the port as a warehouse or a garage for your car. Now, if you are going to be an importer, you know you have to import your vehicle. And the information is available. The laws have been passed. Information is made known to the forwarders, the freight forwarders, who are the intermediary between the public and the customs.
Now let us hear a few comments pertaining to the discussion that has just been had. Here are some comments. This one says, in 2013-2014, my BMW X5 was taken and I was asked to go to the castle and pay 4,000 Ghana cedis, even though it was not out of date. I was having my duty intact, but my papers kept getting missing. This one is from Eric Amianu. He says, former commissioner seems to be talking about the laws, which is not being followed effectively. The cabals wait for the exact end of the time of clearance without a 14 days allowance when one petitions. This is the area the cabals have their field day. This one is from Adam Inwa. He says, I am buying a car in the US. Is there any short code or something I can use to check the duty of the car? Hi Adam, please go to external.unipassghana.com and follow the prompts. You'll be able to obtain a fair estimation of the duty cost of your car. All right, that sums up our discussion on the customs auction regime. We know this is a hot topic, so we'll be revisiting it sometime soon. Remember to always channel your enquiries and suggestions through this platform. Iron Port will return after the short break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, streetlights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Tell God, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Saliful, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Assets All Risks Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Auto Policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance. Oh, Ajima, tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Welcome back. Now, over the past week, a number of activities happened within the local port and maritime industry. Take a listen. A two-day stakeholder workshop on promoting small-scale cross-border trade, rule of law, and use of technology in West Africa has been held in Accra. The program, organized by the POS Foundation in partnership with Ghana International Trade Commission, with support from German international organization GIZ, brought together key private and public sector players in trade from Ghana, La Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. The workshop sought to provide a platform for trade stakeholders to converge, dialogue, and identify challenges and prospects existent within small-scale cross-border trade in those selected West African countries. During the opening ceremony, Executive Director of the POS Foundation, Jonathan Osei-Owusu, underscored the need for the harmonization of standards and systems within the sub-region to enhance the flow of trade.
We may not necessarily need one African president, which is difficult to come by, but we can have one system that will communicate. For example, systems of migration in Ghana can communicate to that of Burkina Faso, communicate to Togo, and make trade and business well and better in our system. That is the United Systems of Africa and technology that we are advocating for.
The CEO of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise in Nigeria, Dr. Muda Yusuf, called for improved enthusiasm from governments in the sub-region towards the removal of non-tariff barriers to trade.
The greatest problem that we face in cross-border trade is these non-tariff barriers. Multiple checkpoints, arbitrary levies, arbitrary import duty, border closure, and extortion. This is something that is common across the entire countries in the sub-region. Policy inconsistency, low level of economic policy convergence, necessary for proper integration. All of us here are largely private sector. It's like we are talking to ourselves. Those that can really make the difference are the key government agencies in terms of the institutions, in terms of policies, and in terms of investment in infrastructure.
The guest of honor and chairman of the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme Task Force, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, lamented the current state of intra-West Africa trade.
Intra-EU trade is around 68%. Trade among European countries is that deep. In ASEAN, it's also around 65%. Trade within the ASEAN countries. So if ours is hovering at 15, even 20%, it means that really we are punching way below our belt. We can do more, and we should do more. And if we do more, it only means that we are producing more. We are creating more opportunities for the traders to earn more, opportunities to employ our young people, and to prosper our region.
A Namibian delegation has paid a visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to strengthen bilateral relations between the Namibian Ports Authority and GPHA. This comes on the back of an existing MOU signed in 2019 between Ghana and Namibia. The visit also served as a benchmarking exercise aimed at helping both authorities learn from each other's business processes. The General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs of GPHA, Esther J.B. Donko, explained the business strategy and growth prospects of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
Since the opening of Terminal 3 in June 2019, we have drastically improved upon our transshipment cargo traffic. I think that we are doing over 300% increase. Of course, as a part of the ports in the sub-region, we are also competing for the transit cargo. And so we have an office located in Burkina Faso, and that office liaises with our customers there and us here to ensure that, first of all, we give the best of service to the customers there, and then also to prospect for new businesses for the transit trade.
Other management staff of GPHA also highlighted the authority's commitment to international standards of operations.
One key thing is we are very much safety inclined. We very much trying to look at standards. So as we are certified in 3 standards that we have, the 9001, 14,001, and then 45,001. There is an add-on we are already into. We've had the first stage audit. That's the 27,001, information security.
The delegation from Namibia also shared their business portfolio.
The main port, the port of Walfish Bay, that is our flagship in terms of Namibia and the Namibian Ports Authority as well. What we do there, we do a combination of containers. We just commissioned our new container terminal in August 2019. Capacities up to 750,000 TEUs. But why I was saying that I'm excited is that we are currently in a process of concessioning the new container terminal. And you know, your knowledge will come in handy in terms of how you handled your concessioning locally, because we're doing this for the first time.
The Tema bonded terminal, a privately managed inland container depot at the port of Tema, specialized in the handling of international maritime dangerous goods, is one of the corporate entities that have recently donated to the APPIATSE Support Fund. The APPIATSE Support Fund was set up to gather resources towards the reconstruction of the APPIATSE township, which suffered a gory explosion in January this year. TBT donated 1,700 bags of cement towards the reconstruction of the town of APPIATSE.
It's part of our corporate social responsibility, right? As you mentioned, we're in the transport industry for dangerous goods, right? So we store, we handle, and then we deliver dangerous goods. So the explosion that took place obviously touched our hearts because we knew what safety measures needed to be taken place, right? So out of that concern and we think it's important that we support the fund.
It would be recalled that less than a month ago, corporate GPHA visited the APPIATSE township and donated 2,000 bags of cement for the same purpose. Speaking during the official presentation of the donation, the chairperson of the APPIATSE Support Fund Committee, Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye, revealed that so far approximately 39.2 million in cash and kind has been raised for the APPIATSE Support Fund.
We are soliciting for funds to give to the APPIATSE Reconstruction Implementation Team to reconstruct the town, and also to help return the members of the community to as close a life as they had before. So the plan is to help them to get sustainable work so that they can put their lives together. I know a lot of times people want to give something big, but it's amazing to know that sometimes it's the little amounts en masse which also tend to be much bigger than the huge amounts that we are expecting.
The fire and safety manager at the port of Tema, Edward Heyman, indicated GPHA's resolve to continue to ensure the safe handling of dangerous cargo at the ports.
GPHA already have a system in place to monitor, to receive and monitor, store, ensure that DGs and dangerous goods move from the port safely to their destination. In fact, after these incidents, a lesson has been learned, a committee has been set, and it's ongoing reviewing our standard operation to ensure that such incidents should not happen in the port or in the corridor of Ghana.
Indigenous oil marketing company and Ghana's market leader, GOIL, continues to contribute meaningfully to Ghana's health sector. The company has recently donated 50 hospital beds to the pediatric unit of the 37 military hospital to help alleviate the incidence of shortage of beds at the hospital. The managing director and group chief executive of GOIL, Kwame Osei Prempe, indicated that as an indigenous company, GOIL deems it fit within its corporate social responsibility to always support government's efforts to upgrade the health sector.
GOIL is for Ghanaians, and therefore we are minded that wherever we can assist the public, Ghanaian public, to alleviate the suffering, to support government, we do it. Realize that 37 military hospital is an old hospital, but it's growing every day. If you happen to pass here, hundreds of people come here. And so we decided that we need to do something to support them.
He encouraged Ghanaians to continue patronizing the quality products at GOIL, having in mind that their monies will be invested into the country.
In Ghana, the basic petrol is RON 91. If you go to some of our competitors, they sell RON 95 at a higher price, V-Power than them. But if you come to GOIL, we sell only RON 95 at the basic price of RON 91. So if you have your car, and if you want to save money, why should you bypass GOIL and go and buy RON 91 into your car, where we can get RON 95 at the same price at the GOIL filling station?
Commanding officer at the 37 military hospital, Brigadier General Dr. Azuma Bugri, said this donation will go a long way to help the hospital carry out its mandate.
For GOIL to donate 50 beds, they have given us what can be used to build what? A hospital in some settings. That is how massive the donation is.
All right, it's time to also take our lenses to the international scene and have a look at what transpired in the global shipping and maritime industry. Chile's Azanav shipyard has delivered the world's first salmon treatment vessel. The newly commissioned Owakan is the first vessel purposely built for treating common aquaculture pests and diseases like sea lice. The Owakan is the product of more than 6 years of research and development. The vessel's owner and operator, Salmo Clinic, has developed a proprietary continuous bath process that allows the controlled use of treatment products authorized for application in fish without affecting the environment. By means of a degradation process that removes residual organic compounds, the system prevents the medications from entering the sea. Over a month after running aground in the murky waters of Maryland's Chesapeake Bay, the 1,096-foot ever-forward container ship has been freed. The ship, operated by a Taiwanese company, became stuck in water just 25 feet, approximately 7.5 meters deep, on 13th March after leaving Baltimore. Her sister ship, the Ever Given, became stuck in Egypt's Suez Canal last year, disrupting global supply chains. It remains unclear what caused Ever Forward's grounding. 2 previous attempts to dislodge the vessel were unsuccessful, prompting barges to be deployed to remove approximately 500 or 5,000 containers on board. Aided by high tides and under a full moon, salvage vessels were finally able to move the Ever Forward from the shallow, muddy waters where it was stuck and across a recently dredged hole into a deeper shipping channel. It's time to look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed within the port, those at Anchorage and those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. Viewers, this is where we close today's edition of Iron Port. Remember, you can watch all Iron Port content on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Remember to subscribe, like, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.